What's going on, gang? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers The Last Knight Voyager class Hound. Now, this figure came to me from The Chosen Prime, and no, I bought it from The Chosen Prime. They didn't send it to me, but they were able to get the figure to me very, very quickly, I have to admit. The overall aesthetic of Hound is, well, he's definitely green, that's for sure. There's a lot of really fantastic molding going on here, and he definitely looks like a portly fellow, so there is that. Head sculpt and paint are fan-freaking-tastic. I love the overall look of the head sculpt, though the beard doesn't look as bullety as it did with the AOE figure, which we need to talk about the AOE figure versus this one. This figure is not as good as the AOE figure, and by AOE I mean Age of Extinction. This is a fine figure, but it has a couple of issues. The first of which has to do with the way the torso connects to the lower body. There is a lot of play here, and it wiggles around a lot, and it really, really worries me that it's going to break at some point. Now, I am fortunate in the fact that I do not have two right arms. Several people have gotten a hold of this figure and have had these parts be incorrect. Therefore, it cannot transform into the correct vehicle mode. I do not have that issue. I, for once, lucked out. The other issue I have is hips are a little loose. That's fixable. And then the feet, which are kind of bad, actually. I get what they're going for, but there are no heels. I would have loved there have been a little flip-out tab back here for heels. I do thank them for using ratchets that work pretty well, but the figure does have a tendency to wobble about and fall over. I tried folding down these canopy parts, or the front part of the vehicle mode, in order to give him heels. Doesn't work. So he does come with a bunch of accessories, specifically 5 different guns, which is less than what he came with before, and they all combine into this one unit that could fit onto his vehicle mode. Then it can split apart and form 4 guns and a thing that plugs into his butt. Before we give him all his weapons, you can see that there are plenty of spots on his robot mode for mounting different guns and just holding them. You can mount them all on the back, you can mount them here on the shoulders, or he can hand carry them. So here he's holding the larger blasters, which are just a smidge too heavy for his elbows. And then we've got the other ones mounted on the back. As I said, this big thing mounted on the back, it doesn't really peg into his butt, but middle of his back. It looks real dumb. Hound is decently posable. Head is on a ball joint, but it is very limited due to the beard and the size of his shoulders. Swivels in the shoulders allow forward and back. Swivel at the upper arm. Double bend at the elbow. Wrist articulation, though at a weird angle. Some torso articulation, but it is limited. Hips are articulated to a point because the skirt does get in the way, but you can move it. There is a thigh swivel, but it is greatly limited. No knees, and feet don't have any articulation other than to spin in a circle. Hound's transformation is actually vastly more complex than I originally thought it was going to be. To start off with, we're just going to grab the figure and pull the torso away from the lower part of the body. Take the head, push the head down into the chest, and then reach to the back of the head and fold down this panel that'll cover the back of the head. Then get the arms up out of the way, and we'll go with the feet first. First, flip the toes up to the bottom of the feet to form the tires. Then unpeg the front windscreen and hood. That allows us to flip out the outside part of the legs, of the lower legs. Then we can take the feet and fold them up into the wheel wells. Or I should say we could fold them up into the upper feet. And then we flip that whole section around into the wheel wells like that. Then we can straighten the legs out, fold up the hood and front canopy section, and flip down the bumpers. And then fold the hood and windows down, and then flip out or flip down that piece that we started by flipping out, because there's a little peg right there that we connect it to. And then combine these two sections, to form the Mercedes logo, which is slightly off-center and not straight. Okay, now for the arms. This is going to get a little weird. So take the arms, fold the shoulders, and point them straight up. Then grab the shoulder blades, or shoulder pads, I should say, and open them up. Then fold them down, and this is where things get a little weird. So take the forearm, fold it out as far as it'll go, then flip the hand in, and then fold this entire section in until it pegs into place, and you can fold up this section and make the top of the truck mode. One little issue. You need to make sure that these missiles are folded all the way towards the shoulder as far as they will go. Otherwise, things will not go correctly. And the missiles are supposed to slide under these, well, hips. Now you can flip the front skirt up if you wish. You don't have to, but you can. So then we do that for this side. Get everything pegged into place correctly. And there we go. Now we come to the back of the vehicle mode. Fold the back part forward. Flip this whole section down and make sure you get the tire around that little connector. Fold that up and then snap it into place. And that is the truck mode. I'll go ahead and do this off camera. In truck mode, Hound feels really, really tiny, which is odd, but it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with the truck mode at all. In fact, it works just fine. Now, there are a couple of different ways you can mount the guns. You can either mount it here in the hole on the back there, or you can unpeg those sections and slide the pegs in back like this and then snap them in. I don't recommend this because it kind of puts too much pressure on these back panels, but you can do it like that. That is a possibility. Overall, I think the gun mode or the truck mode it's okay. It's not great. This is actually a truck in real life. So this is modeled after a real-life Mercedes truck. I don't particularly care for the design, though. I think the AOE version of Hound worked much better as a, military gun truck. This one is fine. Now, after seeing the movie, I don't remember him being in truck mode more than once. I don't think he was in the movie more than once in truck mode. So, weird. Okay. Overall, though, truck mode is fine. Transformation back is just literally reversing exactly what you did. So, fold the wheels back and flip these sections around. Come up to the front and unpeg the roof. And then fold them out, straightening out the arms. If memory serves, the reason I don't do a comparison with the AOE version is because the AOE version is in storage right now. Fold that out, flip the missiles around, and fold it up. One little trick. There's a little tab right there. So you fold this up and then snap the tab into place. You just got to find it and get it snapped in. So you do that on both sides, and it holds the shoulders in nicely. Fold that up and collapse that down, which will cause Hound's head to pop up. Grab the legs, split them open. So, final thoughts on this guy. He's pretty good. He's okay. He's fine. Other than the minor complaints that I pointed out earlier, don't really have a problem with him at all. I do like the Age of Extinction Voyager class figure better, but this one's fine. There's nothing bad about this mold. And I have to give Hasbro engineers and Takara engineers credit. They made a really interesting transformation out of a figure that's kind of bulbous, we'll say. Overall, is he worth picking up? Yeah, I think so. I don't think you'll have a problem with him unless you run into the issue that a lot of folks have had where the right arm has been doubled up. That's an assembly issue. There's nothing that anybody can really do about that. I picked this figure up over at thechosenprime.com. He's also available over at bigbadtoystore.com. So gang, hope you enjoyed this video review. As always, I'm Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.